down the line and they say, when you were coming in, you said in 6 months, in 1 year, you're going to do it.
Insightful, we have to have a free press to be able to make sure that we deliver on the dividend of democracy, hold government accountable, and we ourselves in our dispensation have to be professional, you would say, isn't it?
Yes, competence.
Thank you very much for your time, and thank you. This is it at Plus Politics. When we come back after the short break, we'll bring you some Plus packages on today's event.
May 3rd is regarded as the World Press Freedom Day, and as Nigeria joins over 195 member states of the United Nations to celebrate this day, stakeholders have tasked the Nigerian media to work towards eradicating fake news. They also want an end to persecution of journalists, saying pressmen have become an endangered species.
The UNESCO Observatory recorded 99 journalists killed in 2018 and a total of 1,307 journalists killed between 1994 and 2018. Impunity for crimes committed against journalists is a threat that affects all our societies. This threat requires us to be constantly vigilant. We must act together to protect the freedom of expression and safety of journalists.
World Press Freedom Day serves as a platform to remind us the essence of preserving vibrant and viral journalism at a time when the profession is facing increasing challenge. It also serves as an opportunity to call upon each and every pluralist or pluralistic and independent media for global access to information and preserving freedom of the press in any society. The theme for this year's celebration is clearly apt in view of the very negative impact of fake news in our climate. Fake news fuels religious crisis, ethnic crisis, cultural crisis, and of course, journalists owe it a duty not to be identified with this monstrous phenomenon. This is therefore an opportunity for us to stand out and be counted by not encouraging social media actors who fuel the spread of fake news with the sole intent of destroying the very fabric that holds us together as a people.
You must rise to the challenge. You must help the government to develop policies, programs to help to deal with the issue of fake news. Because when the integrity of the news is called to question, when the populace begin to doubt every single news item out there on the stream, it may also begin to affect the integrity of the mainstream media.
It's now time to bring you my take. Across the world, freedom of the press is atrophying. As we mark World Press Freedom Day, it is an occasion once again to consider the indispensable role journalists play in a democratic society. Most definitely, it is also a call to the hundreds of journalists around the world who are in prison cells or have been attacked, injured or murdered for the crime of reporting. Definitely, attention has to be drawn to that. But from the brutal assassination of the Post contributing columnist Jamal Khashoggi to Myanmar, where 2 Reuters reporters, Wan Lone and Kyo So-wei, were sentenced to 7 years imprisonment for their reporting on the genocide perpetrated against the Rohingya people. Look at Dele Giwa's story, for example. It's been more than 3 decades, 30 years, since he was assassinated, yet the incident remains a mystery till this very day. Other stories of John Zabiri as well as Samuel Ogundikpe still hold sad memories. A free press definitely is not a luxury. that can wait for better times. Rather, it is part of the very process which can bring about better times. It is strongly correlated with the public's right of access to knowledge and information. Many thanks for watching tonight's edition of Off the Press. I'm David Alabi, and a happy Press Freedom Day.
Country people, we dey thank una one that joined us on top News on the Hour for Plus TV Africa.
This na number 63 Massey Street for Itafaji, where building just collapsed by 10 a.m. this morning.
They say the Oga of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, don't tell federal government say if they provoke him, it go cause wahala for inside the country.
Because if a British citizen no be say you go enter Niger, come cause kasala, run go Britain, go stay in peace.
Them say na the diesel truck catch fire as they try offload the diesel way they inside. Come out, fire department come, try quench the fire.
For the first time for Niger, every go enjoy television news for Ogbonge Pidgin English.
For more story, make una kukuma follow us at Plus TV Africa on top Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make una subscribe to our YouTube page and for Star Times on channel 308.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the result of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I think we've done very well in the very difficult circumstances in which we took over governance.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let everybody come and say!
The perception in itself does more harm than actual corruption that you have.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're welcome to another edition of Plus Event, and I remain your host, Ifeoluwa Oshukeye. Your absence isn't an excuse anymore, as Plus Events is all you need, as we bring you the glitz, the glamour, and loads of fun.
Oh, definitely. Right, no question. He's a living legend.
Oh, God forbid, Holy Ghost fire, I know.
I just want to be blown away. I want to be wild. This is 11 years of doing it.
I'm surrounded by so much positivity.
No, it's okay.
Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Starboy Terry. You're watching
Plus Event on Plus TV.
Stay glued to Plus TV Africa every Saturday and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. West African time.
You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time.
I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can't live here.
My real names are Akbofio Football, Akborobo Memere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom. You know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you are my younger brother. Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
It feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
That's the Brazilian who, with the longer blades that Oscar wasn't too impressed with. 200 metres, but we must stress, absolutely legal.
Sounds of the surf.
Yeah. Now that he's a hater, I don't want no bad energy. Man get views by radar, can't see my enemy.
And this time they are away, and Peacock goes away strongly.
She wants a man from London, she wants a fellow with felonies. That's not me, my team. There's no I in it, I bring it on my team. That's when it's all my team. Even the bounce is bounce when it's all my team. You wanna never know. Don't be a sheep when you can be bold. Great, it's a good time and you never know. Don't show up to my show if you got no energy.
Olajumoke Adenowor is a renowned architect, entrepreneur, radio host, and philanthropist. She is the founder and principal partner of the Elite AD Consulting Architecture and Interior Design firm headquartered in Lagos, Nigeria. She had an early education kickoff as she was admitted into Obafemi Awolowo University at age 14, where she obtained her BSc and MSc in architecture. She's also an alumnus of Yale School of Management, Lagos Business School, and IESE Business School in Spain. She began her career as an architect in Tao Rikoka Associates and moved to Femi Majekudumi Associates, a leading design firm in Lagos, where she had the opportunity to work on the Federal Ministry of Finance project in Abuja at age 23. At age 26, she founded AD Consulting. CNN described her as Africa's starchitect, and The Guardian also described her as the face of architecture in Nigeria. She has taken up projects from Coca-Cola and L'Oreal, to list a few. She was a recipient of the International Alliance for Women World of Different 100 Award and was also featured in the Who is Who in the 21st Century by the International Biographical Center in Cambridge, amongst other awards. She is the founder of Awesome Treasures Foundation, a faith-based NGO. She is happily married to Olu Korede and has 2 sons. And that is the mogul in 90 seconds.
That is how we get looped into a cycle of insanity, repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. That cycle of failure is unsustainable and it has to end now.
Perfection Train is back.
They take us to the bush and start asking us to call our people to send money.
What can be done as an intervention for them right now to stop abuse of all children?
on the news at this hour, as Nigeria joins over 195 member states of the United Nations to celebrate the Press Freedom Day, stakeholders have been tasked to tell the Nigerian media to work towards eradicating fake news. World Health Organization on Friday said it feared continued intense transmission of Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Plus, 9 people, including 5 children, were killed on Friday after a boat carrying migrants sank off the northwestern coast of Turkey. Hello and welcome to News on the Hour and Plus TV Africa. I'm David Alabi, and here are the details. We begin with news across Nigeria. The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, on Friday reassured the people of Southeast and South-South geopolitical zones that the federal government of Nigeria will complete the second Niger Bridge on schedule. The Vice President stated this on a one-day visit to Anambra State to launch the second phase of Trader Money, a federal government microcredit scheme for petty traders. While describing the second Niger Bridge project as a priority to President Muhammadu Buhari, Osinbajo reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to ensuring that the country remained united when nobody will be oppressed. Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State also commended the federal government's zeal towards the ongoing second Niger Bridge and the completed Zik Mausoleum. And the President, Nigerian Citizens Association South Africa, Ben Okoli, has raised alarm over the circumstances surrounding the death of a Nigerian, Ebuka Udugbo, allegedly killed by South African police. In a letter to the Consul General, Nigerian Consulate, Johannesburg, South Africa, he explained that Ebuka Udugbo was arrested by South African police over a quarrel with his girlfriend, one Miss Linda, on April 28 and later pronounced dead by the police, debunking the suicide report. Ben Okoli said upon further investigation, the victim was bitten by the police until he fainted. He added that the NICSA will protest unnecessary police brutality, bias, death in police custody, xenophobia and high-handedness against Nigerians. In other reports now, Foreign Affairs Ministry says its silent diplomatic efforts in the past few weeks culminated in the release of Zainab Aliyu and Ibrahim Abubakar by Saudi Arabia. The ministry, in a statement by its acting spokesperson Friday Akpan on Friday in Abuja, said another passenger, Ibrahim Abubakar, unrelated to Zainab, who also traveled on the same aircraft, was also arrested on the same day. The ministry explained that Zainab Aliyu was released on April 30, while Ibrahim Abubakar was released on the 1st of this month. Investigations conducted by the airport authorities and National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in Kano discovered a drug cartel at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, that specializes in planting illicit drugs on innocent travelers without their knowledge. The outcome of the investigation and subsequent trial of the suspects confirmed the innocence of the 2 Nigerians. It added that the legal advisor of the Saudi Foreign Ministry confirmed that relevant agencies and departments in Saudi Arabia were going to meet to consider all the notes, verbal and reports submitted by Nigeria. Within the educational sector now, the various challenges facing the basic education in Nigeria continue to be of concern to education practitioners and policymakers. A group of them recently organized a summit to advocate the need for a learner-centered curriculum. Well, our correspondent Felicity Ezewike was at the event and has details in this report.
The need to adapt Nigeria's primary education curriculum to one that is learner-centered to enhance the learning experience of children formed the core of a presentation at a dialogue on grading Nigeria's progress in basic education.
In learning systems, there are all kinds of learning styles. Some people are more kinesthetic. Some are global, some are linear, all kinds of things. That is why one of the best learning systems, which is also perhaps the most expensive, is a Montessori, because it is learner-centered.
Don't know anybody.